I clocked in for a normal Tuesday shift at the assisted living facility. I almost didn't leave the building. I'm 20 and I work part-time as a caregiver aide while I finish my degree. It started around 2 in the afternoon when the shift lead, Corinne, found me in the hallway and told me one of our residents in the memory care wing was asking for me specifically. That was odd because I'd never been assigned to memory care. It's a separate wing with its own badge access. She keeps saying your name, Corinne said, smiling. It's the sweetest thing. Come on. She badged me through the door. The wing was quieter than I expected. Almost no staff. The resident, a woman named Eleanor, was in her chair by the window, and when I came in, she looked at me with total confusion. She hadn't asked for anyone. I turned around and Corinne was still in the doorway. She's a little foggy today. Sit with her a bit. I'll come get you. I sat. 20 minutes went by, then 40. I stood up and tried the door to the corridor. Badge reader. My badge doesn't work in that wing. I knocked on the window and a nursing assistant I didn't recognize looked up, then looked away. I pulled out my phone to text Corinne and there were no bars. Memory care has signal blockers on the exterior walls, allegedly for wander guard interference. I'd never thought about it before. Then Eleanor said something that changed the temperature of that room completely. She said very clearly, don't sign anything for her. I asked what she meant. She looked at me and her eyes were sharp, not foggy at all. The other girl signed. In March. She doesn't work here anymore. Corinne came back 45 minutes later with a clipboard and that same warm smile. Sorry, hun. Crazy day. Before you go, I need your initials on these narcotics counts from the last 2 weeks. Payroll thing, they need a second signature to close out the cycle. There were maybe 30 pages. 30 pages of controlled substance logs for shifts I had not worked. In a wing I had never been assigned to. I said I couldn't sign for counts I hadn't witnessed. Her face did something. The warmth just slid off it. It's a formality. Everybody does it. Then get somebody who is actually there. You're being difficult about paperwork, she said, and she moved to stand between me and the door. You're a student. You're on probationary status. Do you understand how easy it is for me to write you up for a medication error and end your clinical placement? And that's when it all connected. Why I'd been badged into a wing I don't work in. Why the hallway was empty. Why she'd waited until I'd been sitting in there long enough to be documented as present. She wasn't asking me to falsify records. She was building me into them. I said, you've been diverting from memory care. She didn't deny it. She said, you have no idea what you're talking about and nobody's going to believe a 20-year-old aide over a nurse with 11 years here. I asked her to move. She didn't. So I did the only thing I could think of. I walked past her to the wall and pulled the fire alarm. The noise was enormous. Doors unlock automatically. Every door in that building unlocked at once. I walked out into a corridor full of confused staff and residents, and I did not stop walking until I was in the parking lot, and then I called 911, and then I called the state licensing board's hotline, in that order. The investigation took 5 months. Here's what came out. Corinne had been diverting oxycodone from memory care for over 2 years, exploiting the fact that residents there can't reliably report pain or report being untreated. She'd been getting signatures from probationary aides and new hires by pressuring them exactly the way she pressured me. 4 of them had signed. 2 of those 4 had been quietly terminated when discrepancies surfaced, and both had been told they'd made errors. One of them was 19. She'd lost her nursing school placement over it. Eleanor, the resident who warned me, had been watching it happen for a year and a half from a chair by the window, while everyone assumed she wasn't tracking anything. She testified in a deposition from her room, and she was crisp about dates. Corinne is serving 40 months. The facility lost its administrator and paid out to 8 families. The 19-year-old was reinstated. She graduates next spring. I still work there. Different ownership now. I visit Eleanor on my breaks. She's 91 and she remembers absolutely everything. She told me last week, people stop listening to you and then they stop being careful in front of you.